Okay, now for the tell all. I made this trip all the way to Turkey for a special reason. It wasn't just for um, pleasure or to sightsee or for a vacation. Um, some of you already know, and probably most of you have already guessed what Turkey is famous for. um, just to go back a little bit, I suffer from a disease called vanity. um, and my uh, I've always taken pride in my hair. It's always been okay. I mean, I never really had issues with it. I was able to have, I'm saying, some pretty nice styles going through the 80s and in the 90s, 2000s. But in 2015, most of you all know, and those of you who don't know, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And uh, just to tell you how deep this vanity is, um, uh, when I was given the news by the doctor or the nurse, the only thing that I knew about cancer at the time, and please excuse my ignorance because I didn't have anyone in my family or anyone close to me who had gone through that, so I didn't know. Only thing I knew was what I saw on TV, the commercials. Um, I think it was St. Jude uh, talking about the children, unfortunately, who were diagnosed with leukemia and all types of cancer, and I saw them with bald heads. So that's when I learned that chemo um, made you lose your hair, and that's all I knew. So please excuse me. But since then, of course, I am saying I know this much more. So when I was given the news that I was stage 3, um, even after knowing that stage 4 is like, you know what I'm saying, is like the last stage, I asked the nurse, I said, am I going to have to take the chemo? Am I going to? And she said, yeah. I said, so that means that I'm going to lose all my hair? And she said, yes. Yeah. Uh, but don't worry about it, it'll grow back. I didn't hear that part, and I didn't really care about that part. I cried like a baby. And at that time, I wasn't considering that it was going to save my life, which should have been the thing I should have been concerned about. But not Cynthia. Not Cynthia. Cynthia was like, what am I going to do without hair? And the nurse happened to have been a cancer survivor, the same type I had, triple negative, and she was 11 years post treatment, and her hair grew back. But I was like, what am I gonna do? I think my hair was about the length that it is now, maybe just a little shorter. So I was like, man. So what I did was my chemo was scheduled to be um, to start in like a month and a half from the date I was diagnosed, January 8th, 2016. Um, so I think my treatment started in March. So I said, I don't know, let me try something. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think that I could go from this to nothing because still being ignorant, I thought soon as the chemo got into your body, all your hair just automatically just fell out. So I decided to get haircuts. I got 5 haircuts um, to for so I wouldn't be so devastated. So I went all the way up to the little whatever you call the Halle Berry or the what that they used to call. So and then um, what I did after the chemo, I went home and I'm like, every day, because it was every 2 weeks, and I'm like, when is it gonna fall out? When is it gonna fall out? And it didn't. So back then, all I did was relax, because I never knew my natural hair color. So I said, okay, well, it didn't fall out yet, so let me get one more touch up in. Boy, I put that relaxer in, and my head was on fire. Now, mind you, the burning never bothered me because I always wanted my hair bone straight. So you know what I'm saying, I used to keep the relaxer in was, for a long time. I don't even want to say how long I used to keep it in, but I kept it in, But this was like immediate. But still, I was like, I'm gonna suffer through because I just want, you know, because I just wanted the last few days just for it to be as nice as it could be. And I mentioned that to someone maybe a couple of days later. They was like, Cynthia, do you realize that you put a chemical on top of a chemical? I was like, wow. I didn't think about that. I just wanted to have my hair cute. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance again. Ignorance is not a bad word, by the way. It just means unknowing. Doesn't mean you're stupid, even though this sounds crazy, but it just means that you are not knowing. You're unaware. So, you know what I'm saying? I use words for what they mean. I don't care what the society has deemed the words to, or made the words out to be. But anyway, so I didn't realize that. I was like, wow. So when after my treatments were over, my life was saved. I had the double mastectomy. Everything was fine. I never once worried about, you know what I'm saying, what really could happen, that I could actually die. You know what I'm saying? That just never, I don't know if in a way it was a strength that, because since I didn't worry about that, you know what I'm saying, everything the doctors told me to do, I just did it. And, you know what I'm saying, I had the mastectomy, double mastectomy. I chose that because I was told that it could spread to the other one. So instead of going through it twice, I just went on to do that. And they told me about the process of having them reconstructed, and just went through all of that, So, and, and I remember the first strand of hair that I got right here. And I ran around the house, and I said, look, I got a bag. Everybody was just so, they laughed with me because when it did come out, I just shaved my head, and I walked around the house with a bald head. But I wouldn't wear a wig because when I put a wig on, it just looked crazy to me. It was just like too much, you know what I'm saying? I never had a whole lot of hair, you know what I'm saying? My hair was always thin, so the wigs just looked like, whoa. I was like, no, so I got a lot of scarves, and that's what I rocked. I wore scarves until it grew back. But the one thing that it didn't do, and please don't get me wrong, I am so grateful that I still have my life. You know what I'm saying? Once it really dawned on me, because I saw, after this, I experienced people in my life who wasn't as fortunate as I was. And, I won't get into that. You know what I'm saying? It kind of hit home when I really realized that, someone after me and my family, and I gave them all the information, and they weren't quite as, they weren't stage 3 like me. So I was like, yeah, you're going to be all right. And unfortunately, it didn't, at the end, it didn't work out well. So, and it was an eye-opener, and there was another close family friend that things didn't work out for. And I was like, wow, Cynthia, you just, anyway, I was all into the wrong things. That's why I said my vanity is a disease, because it overrode all sense, all common sense, but it really is something. So, getting back to the story, excuse me for that, but I my hairline, it has never been the strongest. I always had, like what my grandmother in my temples. My grandmother called them cowlicks because they were little, but it was never a big deal. That was just my signature. You know what I'm saying? It just, as I always had longer hair and I wore it straight, and I didn't really have to cover it because I could still wear it back some, but and but I tell you, oh, they just never grew back right. And then here comes the natural hair. I tried that. Hair grew, and I kind of like my texture. I like the curly look. You know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, I didn't know my hair was like this because I wore a relaxer ever since I was 10 years old. So I never knew what my hair looked like. Hairdressers used to say, oh, you have a good grade of hair. But that didn't mean anything back in the day. It was like, okay, good grade, just make that relaxer straight, and you know what I'm saying. Then we'll be good, So, I I I got, oh dang, I just broke my nail. Anyway, so yeah, there's that vanity because I'm like, where can I get it fixed? But I'm here in Turkey, so I'm just gonna have to leave it alone. I'm not going anywhere. But so I but I had to, since my hairline was just like going back, and black women suffer from alopecia because of cornrows and different stuff I've heard because I've looked into all of it and read the videos. But my hairline, just to be totally honest with you, it was in the category of how men lose their hair. And they have this scale called the Norwood, like Norwood 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Huh. Mine looked like a Norwood 5, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? It was somewhere between 2 and 5. And, honey, I'm telling you, I tried everything. I went to the hair club, and I'm not going to tell you how much they charged me. And they said that they could put there's almost like a prosthetic hair piece. And that looked crazy. I ripped out some more hair getting that out the next day. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't believe that I fell for that, And then I looked into maybe getting, now they have the man weaves. I was like, well, they do them for women too. And because every time I looked in the mirror, I've grown used to the wigs, you know what I'm saying? And because now doing the little, being on stage and stuff, and other people wearing them and finding the right people to do them, and then I kind of learned how to do them because they cost too much for other people to do them, and knowing that you got to put a little lipstick on when you put the wig on, and it makes it look better. So, but I don't want to have to wear a wig. I don't want to have to do that, and have to, and if I take it off when it's uncomfortable, have to wear a scarf on my head for the rest of my life. And so I started watching videos, and it was amazing how so many African American women were coming to Turkey to get a hair transplant. I thought it was only men, and to be honest, I always thought it was Caucasian men, but it's a lot of black men. I mean, these guys are 21 years old, and they're like, hold up. Their lineup is not right, and they're flying to Turkey. And I saw the black. I was like, shoot, I'm not scared to do anything. A lot of you all know my story. You know what I'm saying? Cynthia's not scared to do nothing by herself. So getting over here and coming here was not the issue, but it was just finding the right place. And you still never know because there's so many of them over here. But I tried to do my research and pick, you know what I'm saying? But it can't be worse than what I'm going through. And then I've had people say, well, at your age now, yeah, I'm 58, yeah. So, but I plan on being 58 and a half, 59, 60. I don't know where to be, but as long as I'm breathing and I have a chance and the opportunity to do something, and yeah. And it didn't cost that much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I financed that plane ticket because they have Just Fly has a way where you can just upload. I mean, what you can pay on time because I didn't want to, just dish out everything. And then I took a loan against the money that I had, so when I pay it, so I have a plan to pay it back. So it's like I didn't just come out my money out of my pocket for it. I'm paying myself back for the money that I'm spending, and for under $3,000. I mean, some people think that's a lot of money, but for some of us who have spent that money just for stuff that's very unnecessary, to me it's worth it to be able to not have to put on a wig if I don't want to. Yeah, I'm gonna go through the ugly, crazy stage, but it can't look any worse than what it looks like now. I'm not gonna be that transparent with you all and take this wig off right here and let you see. I might let you see the before when it's after, way back in 6 months. I might let you see where it started out. But right now, I will. I'm gonna do some video at the clinic tomorrow when they pick me up and take me. But that's it, because it's gonna be bald and you're gonna see all the little. It's just like planting a seed in the ground and watching it grow. They take the hair from the back, you know what I'm saying, and put it in the whatever, and it grows. You have to do the maintenance to it or whatever. And they have some girls who vlog their daily progress. I'm not gonna go that far, but if you just see me, and because I for at least 2 weeks can't cover it up, so if you happen to see me, then you'll after the video, then you just see me, because I just know that that it's gonna be worth it in the long run. And I picked a package that has some doctor involvement with it, so it's 3 different packages. You can have just text, and now don't get me wrong, text sometimes might be better because they do it more often, because a lot of people pick the lower or the cheapest package. I went in between. I went, you know what I'm saying? I know the texts have to help because it's impossible for one person to do that many grafts, because I'm probably going to need like 3,000 to 4,000. So it's okay. I'm all right with it. So, and after 10 days or whatever, then I can, put something on my head, But, and it's only going to be if I have to be presentable. And if not, I'm walking around to get all the air so it can grow and do what it needs to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm here in Turkey. I know it's long. I'm going to edit this because nobody's going to sit here and listen to this long story. So I'm going to have fun doing that. But anyway, it was just good to finally get it out and just, hey, because I know it's somebody out there that has been considering it. And they thought that maybe I'm too old. Maybe it's supposed to be, and maybe I can't. Yes, you can. Because you can save that little money. You can finance the flight. And a day is a day. It took 18 hours to get here, but a day is going to go by anyway. So, and sometimes we sit around and don't do anything. And I know I'm in a position now that I don't have to work. So you might say, well, Cynthia, you're not working, but people have vacation. But it's up to you. I'm not trying to get up here and convince somebody to do it. But if it's somebody that just is in my position and they have second thoughts or third thoughts, well, I'm your guinea pig. I'm gonna try it. You know what I'm saying? Because I tell you, it cannot be worse than what I see in the morning every day. You know what I'm saying? I have to cover it up in my own house. I don't even want to walk in my own house with my, you know what I'm saying, with my hairline like that. It's bad. But I love y'all. And this is so different because I never thought that I would be in front of a camera. Even though you don't see it yet. I don't know how much of it. But anyway, I never thought that I would do this. But I just feel like all those girls before me helped me. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Why not help somebody else? And then I'm helping myself because the vanity is so bad that I need to get but how do you say it? I need to get beside myself. I need to get, you know what I'm saying, out of being that way because it's deadly. Yeah, it runs that thick. And the smile, everybody comments on my smile. That smile, it hides a lot of stuff. Why you see me smiling, you think that everything is. That's what I hide behind, but everything is not peachy clean queen. You know what I'm trying to say. But I I smile, but it's some things. So, and I guess I'm learning that it's a lot of us that have those things. But it's just, whether we want to share it or admit it and deal with it. All right, that's enough of that. I'm going to get some sleep because it is after 10 o'clock here. I know it's 8 hours earlier there, and that's where I came from, but I didn't sleep. And I did a lot of walking in the airport, being lost and whatever. But I had a good time. It was, yeah. Like I said, I haven't been out of the country since I was 15. I went to Spain and doing it now. So if nothing else, I had a good trip. So, but I feel like it's going to be all right. So, all right. Good night, everybody. Uh, see you in the AM. They said they're picking me up at 8:15. Oh, and by the way, yeah, I'm not going to get those shots. I'm not going to feel those shots in my head. I'm paying a little extra $300 and I'm getting sedated because even the men say that they hurt. And, they say, oh, it's bearable and whatever. I don't want to feel nothing. Just sedate me for the 5 minutes for those needles and let's get on with it. Okay. All right. I'll see y'all. Bye.